The wind howls, a mournful cry that echoes through the desolate landscape. The trees, ancient and gnarled, sway under the relentless force of the storm, their branches creaking like the bones of forgotten giants. A chilling sound cuts through the forest, a noise that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who dares to listen. It is a sound that seems to come from the very heart of the wilderness, a place untouched by time and civilization. It's not the cry of a wolf, it's something far worse, something hungry. The shadows dance and twist, creating shapes that seem almost alive, as if the forest itself is warning of the danger that lurks within. It is the sound of the Wendigo, a creature born of ice and despair. Tall and gaunt, it moves with an eerie grace, its eyes glowing with a malevolent hunger that can never be sated. Deep in the northern forests, stories of the Wendigo have haunted people for generations. These tales are whispered in hushed tones, passed down from one generation to the next, each retelling more terrifying than the last. These are not just scary tales told around a campfire, they are warnings. Warnings to those who might be tempted to venture too far into the wilderness, to those who might underestimate the dangers that lie in wait. To venture too far into the wilderness alone is to risk a terrible fate. The Wendigo is always watching, always waiting for the moment when its prey is most vulnerable. The Wendigo lurks in the shadows, waiting for those lost and vulnerable. It is a creature of cunning and patience, able to blend into the darkness until the perfect moment to strike. It is a creature of insatiable hunger, driven by a need to consume. Its eyes, glowing with an unnatural light, pierce through the darkness, seeking out the warmth of human life. But it craves more than just flesh and bone. The Wendigo's hunger is deeper, more profound. It seeks the very essence of humanity, the spark of life that makes us who we are. It hungers for the human heart, the very essence of what it means to be human. To the Wendigo, the heart is more than just an organ. It is the seat of the soul, the source of all that is good and pure. To see the Wendigo is to know true terror. Its face, twisted and grotesque, is a reflection of the darkness that lies within us all. It is a reminder of the thin line that separates humanity from monstrosity, a line that the Wendigo has long since crossed. The Wendigo legend originates from the Algonquin people. This ancient tale has been passed down through generations, whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones during the long, cold nights. The Wendigo is more than just a story. It is a reflection of the fears and values of the Algonquin tribes. They were Native American tribes who lived around the Great Lakes region. This area, rich in natural beauty and resources, was also a place of great challenges. The Algonquin people had to navigate the dense forests, vast lakes, and the ever-changing seasons. Their lives were intertwined with the harsh winters and unforgiving wilderness. The cold months were particularly brutal, with snow blanketing the land and food becoming scarce. It was during these times that the Wendigo legend held the most power, serving as a warning against the perils of desperation. In their stories, the Wendigo served as a cautionary tale. It was a creature born from the darkest corners of the human psyche, a manifestation of the fears that lurked in the hearts of those who faced the relentless winter. It embodied the dangers of greed, selfishness, and the darkness that could consume a human soul. The Wendigo was said to be a gaunt, skeletal figure with an insatiable hunger for human flesh, a symbol of the ultimate moral decay. Cannibalism was a taboo act, the ultimate betrayal of one's humanity. To resort to such an act was to lose one's soul, to become something less than human. The Wendigo was the embodiment of this loss, a creature forever cursed to wander the wilderness in search of its next victim. The Wendigo represented the consequences of such actions. It was a reminder that giving in to base instincts and desires could lead to a fate worse than death. The creature's presence in the stories was a constant warning to remain vigilant and to uphold the values of the community. It was a constant reminder of the fine line between man and monster. The transformation into a Wendigo was not just physical, but also spiritual, a descent into madness and moral corruption. The stories emphasized the importance of maintaining one's humanity, even in the face of extreme hardship. To succumb to greed or to consume human flesh was to invite the spirit of the Wendigo into your heart. The legend served as a powerful deterrent against such actions, instilling a deep sense of fear and respect for the natural order and the community's well-being. The stories served as a way to teach important lessons about survival and morality in a world where both were constantly challenged by the elements and human nature itself. The elders used the legend of the Wendigo to impart wisdom to the younger generations, ensuring that the values of the tribe were preserved and that the community remained strong and united in the face of adversity. While the Wendigo is most closely associated with Algonquin folklore, belief in this chilling entity extends to other Native American tribes as well. The Wendigo is a creature that has haunted the imaginations of many, transcending the boundaries of individual tribes and becoming a shared symbol of fear and caution. Its presence in folklore serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of greed and the consequences of losing one's humanity to insatiable desires. From the Great Plains to the Atlantic coast, stories of the Wendigo, or creatures very much like it, have sent shivers down spines for centuries. These tales are not just confined to one region, but are a part of a larger tapestry of Native American mythology. The Wendigo is often depicted as a harbinger of doom, a creature that preys on the weak and the desperate, embodying the harsh realities of survival in the unforgiving wilderness. Some tribes depict the Wendigo as a giant towering over even the tallest trees. This immense size is symbolic of its overwhelming power and the insurmountable nature of the greed and hunger it represents. The Wendigo's towering presence is a visual metaphor for the way unchecked desires can grow and overshadow everything else in one's life, leading to a path of destruction and despair. Others describe it as a skeletal figure, bones covered in ice, its breath a visible cloud in the frigid air. This chilling image underscores the Wendigo's association with death and decay, a stark contrast to the warmth and vitality of life. The skeletal form serves as a grim reminder of what happens when one succumbs to their darkest impulses, becoming a hollow shell of their former self, consumed by an unending hunger. Despite these variations, the core of the Wendigo mythos remains consistent, a creature born of insatiable hunger and the darkness within humanity. This hunger is not just for food, but for power, control, and other forms of excess that can corrupt the soul. The Wendigo is a personification of the destructive potential that lies within all of us, a cautionary tale about the dangers of letting our basest instincts take over. This widespread belief in the Wendigo speaks to a universal fear of the unknown and the potential for evil that lurks within us all. It is a reflection of the human condition, a reminder that we all have the capacity for both good and evil. The Wendigo myth serves as a moral lesson, warning us to be vigilant against the darker aspects of our nature and to strive for balance and harmony in our lives. It is a reminder that the line between man and monster is often blurred and easily crossed. The transformation into a Wendigo is not just a physical change, but a spiritual and moral one, highlighting the thin veneer that separates civilization from savagery. This transformation is a powerful metaphor for the way unchecked greed and desire can strip away our humanity, leaving us as monstrous as the creatures we fear. Section 4: Echoes of Winter's Hunger. The harsh realities of life in the North American wilderness likely played a role in shaping the Wendigo legend. Winters were long and brutal. Food was often scarce. Starvation was a constant threat. In such desperate circumstances, it's not hard to imagine how the human mind might conjure up a creature like the Wendigo. Stories of cannibalism, though rare, were not unheard of in times of extreme famine. These tragic incidents likely fueled the fear that any one of us pushed to the brink could succumb to the same primal urges. The Wendigo became an embodiment of that fear, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked within us all, and the thin veneer of civilization that separated us from our baser instincts. Section 5: The Monster in the Blizzard. The Wendigo is typically described as a towering, emaciated figure. Its skin is stretched taut over its bones, giving it a skeletal appearance. Its eyes burn with an unnatural hunger, glowing like hot coals in the darkness. Its teeth are long and sharp, perfect for tearing flesh. Some say it wears the pelts of its victims, while others describe it as being covered in matted hair and ice. But the Wendigo's most terrifying feature is its voice. It's said to be able to mimic human voices, luring unsuspecting victims to their doom with promises of safety and warmth. Once it has you in its grasp, it's already too late. The Wendigo will consume your flesh and steal your soul, leaving you a hollow shell, lost forever in the frozen wilderness. Section 6. Why we still fear the Wendigo. The Wendigo continues to captivate and terrify us, even in our modern world. Its story has transcended its origins in Native American folklore to become a staple of horror literature, film, and video games. Perhaps its enduring appeal lies in the primal fear it evokes. It reminds us of the fragility of our humanity and the darkness that lurks within us all. The Wendigo is a symbol of our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of isolation, and the fear of becoming something monstrous. It is a reminder that even in the safety of our homes, there are still monsters lurking in the shadows, waiting to prey on our weaknesses and consume us whole.